Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the CCL State Championship presented by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. It's day 2 of the CCL State Championship, and to kick things off, we have an elimination game for you. Should be a lot of fun. It's the Walnut Creek Crawdads and the San Luis Obispo Blues. Hi again, everybody. I'm Zach Ebrahim. My broadcast partner is Anthony Vasquez, and we're so excited to be bringing you a lot of good games today. We saw some fantastic ones yesterday. The Crawdads, who were beaten by the Riptide in the early game yesterday, take on the Blues, who were beaten in the late game last night. And for the Crawdads, Anthony, they came up just a bit short. Very competitive game. It was back and forth the entire way. But who needs to step up for Walnut Creek, in your opinion?
Well, it's going to be the pitching staff. We all know that. The Dads only use a couple pitchers in the 6-4 loss to Orange County, so that's kind of working in their favor. But on the hitting side, it's going to come down to Tayson Corio and Ryan Brome, the 2-3 hitters in this Walnut Creek lineup. They got to get on base with a 4-hitter, Brian Duroff and Joey Donnelly, 2 capable hitters behind them. If Walnut Creek can do that, they'll be in the driver's seat today.
A tough turnaround for the Blues. You play the 7 o'clock game, get in around 11, and now you're back at the ballpark for a 10 a.m. first pitch, and they're going to send Cameron Mabey to the mound, and they expect him to go deep into this ball game.
Cameron Mabey has to go deep into this game. The winner of this ball game has to play a doubleheader against Orange County at 2:30. So the more pitchers available, the better. But Cameron Mabey and Bryson Van Sickle have been that important 1-2 punch for Slow all season long. Mabey enters play with a 2.72 ERA and a very healthy 121 whip. He'll be needed to go maybe 6-7 innings.
Yeah, he's actually got a lower ERA than Bryson Van Sickle, but just a few less starts. He's been a very welcomed addition to this pitching staff. And with that, let's bring you the starting lineup for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, led by Brant Cummings. They lead off with Coleman Schmidt, followed by Tayson Corio, who you expect to have a big ball game. The second baseman, Ryan Brome, is batting third and manning left field. Brian Duroff, the cleanup hitting first baseman. Joey Donnelly does the catching. Cameron Calvillo is the shortstop with Ryan Ellis at third. Casey Cummings is in right field. And Joseph Barnhart is the DH batting ninth. And our starting lineups, as always, brought to you by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. We'll step aside for the anthem. And with that, we're ready for baseball in what could potentially be the final game for both these teams in this 2022 season. Should be a lot of action, and I think the fact, Anthony, that we didn't see an elimination game yesterday, we have one to kick off the day today. How do you expect both these teams to attack the fact that their seasons could end?
Well, it really comes down to the managers being a lot more aggressive. They might pinch hit some guys on the bench, make some lineup changes mid-game, and when it comes to the bullpen, hey, there is no tomorrow. Why save a guy? You might have starters have a shorter leash today, even though these managers will love 6-7 innings out of a guy. There is no tomorrow, like I said, so you might want to start thinking about bringing in some relievers early on if they get in jams.
Yeah, Cameron Mabey going to warm and get ready to face a Crawdads offense that fell 6-4 to Orange County. He threw a couple lefties at him, and now the right-hander out of Temecula, Cam Mabey, will take the mound. We knew he was going to be the day 2 starter for the Blues. We'll see what he's got. 2-0 record on the season, a 2.72 earned run average. This will be his 8th start as a Blue. In over 36 innings pitched, he has struck out 29 batters and impressively only walked 5. And that trend of seeing the best pitchers on these staffs, Anthony, with the control and the command of the strike zone, that is something that we have seen with every team's day one, but we see with the Blues day two starter as well.
That's right. The pitching has been absolutely fantastic, but that's because it was likely day one. Everyone's pitching their A's. Alex Rivas, 8 strong innings. Caden Noah, 6 1/3, and Bryson Van Sickle, even though it was a losing effort for the Blues yesterday, really saved that pitching staff. Same thing with Cade Nickel out of the bullpen. So it's a clean slate for both of these teams. Elimination game, a lot more on the line, and these teams are going to be playing with the winner at 2:30 against Orange County.
That's right. Important to note that the winner does play a doubleheader. That's your reward here in this format of the tournament. Orange County waits in the wings for the winner of the Blues and Crawdads. We'll see Coleman Schmidt, Tyson Corio, and Ryan Brome in the top of the first. We welcome you to Cinchheimer Stadium. We welcome you to day two. And we say happy Friday as we can't get enough of baseball. 3 more games today, 2 on Saturday. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's action. Today should be equally as fun, if not better. Cameron Mabey. Late arrival this season. What a welcomed one. Senior out of Illinois State, hard-throwing right-hander. We're underway with strike one. Schmidt yesterday, the Crawdads played the 10 a.m. game yesterday. Back at it again. The 0-1. Now quickly 0-2. Schmidt in yesterday's ball game went 1 for 3 with a double, 1 for 4, also walked. Maybe's 0-2. Fought it in off the hands, and the count remains 0-2. Cam Mabey, fastball in the low 90s, change up and slider. Three pitches, 3 strikes, Mabey set for an 0-2. He struck him out swinging. Cam Mabey notorious this season for going deep in ball games and actually not accumulating a whole bunch of strikeouts. He's a pitch-to-contact guy, but gets a swing and miss early.
Yeah, that's going to be key for him. His control has to be A+. Like I said before in the pregame, the Blues want him to go as long as he can. One thing to limit your pitch count, a lot of weak contacts, and not allowing some free passes because those are deep counts and a lot of pitches. That can add up quickly.
It's Tyson Corio now, the senior out of Cal Poly Slow. Foul tipping 1 for strike 1. Crawdads fell 6-4 in what was a really fun ball game to kick off this tournament against the Riptide. That's fouled off, and it's 0-2. Back and forth, and Orange County, we understand how decimated their roster is, their pitching staff. They might only have 2-3 guys to go in this second game at 2:30. They'll play the winner of this one. Both these teams playing for their lives, their seasons on the line. 0-2 pitch. Popped him up left side. Samuelson chasing it down, but it'll drop in the Blues bullpen. Get you set defensively with the Blues. Samuelson is at third. Cody Darcy's the shortstop. Connor McGuire at second with Zach Tolia at first. Aiden Anderson back in right field. Jake Simons in center. Cole Gabrielson getting a start in left field and batting ninth. Chase Gallegos behind the plate as Nathan Shamela moves to the designated hitter. All strikes from Mabey. That's the first ball.
And I like the move from head coach Bob Miller to put Samuelson back at third base. He had a rough outing yesterday, especially in that 8th inning, got charged with an error and gave up that fielder's choice that honestly should have been an out for the Blues, but I really like him, showing his confidence.
I completely agree. As a fly ball is hit to center field and Jake Simons ranges to his right and makes the catch. 2 out. Talking with the Blues coaching staff before this one. The spirit's not as down as you would think after the loss last night. It was 4-3. The Blues were making a violent comeback, making the Prune Packers sweat a bit in what was Set to be another instant classic between those two teams. Crawdads would pull away late, but the Blues confident in Maybe's ability to pitch well. Here's a ground ball hit to first, and Tolia will take it to the bag for the unassisted out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Cam Maybe. He picks up a strikeout and puts up a 0 in the first. As we head to the bottom half, we will see the starter for the Crawdads. It's Mark Perkins making his first start of the playoffs here in Game 2. And we will bring you the starting lineup for Bob Miller's Blues in his second season as manager. Here's how the Blues line up. With Jake Simons back in the leadoff spot. He's in center field. Chase Gallegos is the catcher and batting second. Nathan Shamela still batting third, but he's the designated hitter today. Tate Samuelson back in the cleanup spot. He mans his natural position at third. Aiden Anderson's back in right field. Cody Darcy shifts to short. Zach Tolia gets the start today, and he mans first. Connor McGuire's the second baseman, and Cole Gabrielson is in left and batting ninth. Our starting lineups brought to you by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. We take a short break and get ready for the bottom of the first. We appreciate you being with us on the CCL State Championship stream on YouTube. Welcome back in. Zach Ebrahim alongside Anthony Vasquez for day 2 of the CCL State Championship presented by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. We'll have every pitch for you as Jake Simons swings through the first one he sees for strike one. Full day of baseball again. 10, 2:30, and a 7 o'clock matchup between the Oaks and Prune Packers, which promises to be a fireworks show. In the count 0-2 now as the starter for the Crawdads gets to work. It's Mark Perkins. Perkins, a sophomore at Rice, and a 3-pitch strikeout to get his day underway.
How about that? A good morning, good afternoon, K right there. Perkins, a perfect start for him. And he's one of the team leaders in starts. Outside of Hollis Fanning, you would think Perkins is that number 2 guy. The ERA is a little inflated. The opponent's average is 2, but he had 5 shutout innings against the Mudcats on July 26th.
Gallegos takes ball 1. We did not see Chase Gallegos, a catcher out of UNLV in yesterday's contest, but he gets the start at catcher, allowing Shamela to DH, and Gallegos is in the 2-hole, taking ball 2.
And how cool is it for if you're the Slow Blues to have a good hitting backup catcher able to hit in the top 4 of the order?
Chase was eager to get into some playoff action as ball 3 runs high and inside to him.
And to have catcher depth is so important with the unique challenges this tournament faces Walnut Creek and Slow, they might have to play 2 doubleheaders in 2 days.
The 3-0. 4-pitch walk to Gallegos. You mentioned the catching depth, Anthony. It's interesting, actually. Completely different group. But the Blues actually went through a bout where COVID got all their catchers.
Really?
And they had to go recruit guys, and the pitching was not the same because catchers aren't used to the movement of the pitches. They weren't able to frame stuff correctly, and the pitchers had to battle through that, and obviously the catchers did as well. That is a position that I feel is underrated in sport. That's a foul ball to the right side, 0-1.
Well, they did get Healdsburg fits. That was the only team for almost the entire summer that had beat Healdsburg at home.
Nathan Shamela. He got the Blues' first hit against the Prune Packers last night. He went 1 for 4 with a double. Catcher out of Dartmouth, native of Ashburn, Virginia. Count 0-1. Here comes Perkins. Breaker is hit up the middle to short. Calvillo taps it to the bag for the first and guns to first for the second. 6-3 unassisted double play gets Jack Perkins out of the first as he faces the minimum. No score after 1. Crawdads will have their second shot at Cameron Mabey when we come back. We will see 4, 5, and 6. Duroff, Donnelly, and Calvillo. Appreciate you hanging out with us on the CCL State Championship stream on YouTube, presented by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Welcome back in. Top of the second. Crawdads and Blues in an elimination game to kick off your Friday. Brian Duroff is the first baseman batting cleanup for the Walnut Creek Crawdads as he takes ball 1 from Cameron Mabey. That's a sight in itself when you see Cam Mabey throw a first pitch ball. He's a high FPS guy. First pitch strikes. A percentage always high, as that one is line foul.
And there's a common theme that we've seen from the great performances from the pitching staffs yesterday. First pitch strikes, and that's going to be so huge, not only for the pitch count, but more so for a pitcher's confidence and an ability to go to his breaking stuff later in the count.
Cam Mabey, they were limiting his innings as the regular season tailed off. He had a week in between starts and only went 3 innings in both on the 23rd and 30th of July. He gave up no earned runs in his last start, but before that, 3 earned on 5 hits in what was an uncharacteristic start for him. That one is laced foul again, count 2-2. His coaching staff understanding that come playoff time, and they've been planning for it, knowing that they were going to make it since mid-July, that they wanted Cam Mabey to limit the innings in the regular season so that they could have him empty the tank here in the postseason. And you mentioned that yesterday. That is a clear advantage for a team that knows they're going to make the playoffs. The 2-2 is popped up, drifting foul. Tolia will try to get to it, but it drops.
That's a huge point for Bob Miller to be able to plan for that. And those 3 innings for Cam maybe saved him an extra 2 to use in the playoffs. And that's why he's out there in an elimination game for Slow. Should be fresh. Only pitched 6 innings since July 23rd.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Duroff. Both pitchers have faced the minimum. The pitch. He struck him out.
Went with the slider low and away, and it fooled him right there. 1 up, 1 down in inning number 2. You were telling me during the break that it's usually not a strikeout pitch, so anytime you can get a K with that, it's the better.
Yeah, usually the strikeout pitch is either the fastball or the changeup, the slider more to get guys to roll over. In fact, I mentioned once on a broadcast that I was surprised at how low his strikeout percentage was, and Mr. Maybe actually approached me after the game and said, you know, his strikeouts are really when he gets guys to roll over. That's what Cam loves to do in the pitch 0-1. Which really is a good point. You think about, all right, if a pitcher has a guy on third, let's say, and only 1 out, a pop out is as good as a strikeout. And a weak grounder where they can hold the runner, that's as good as a strikeout. Cam maybe understands that. Ball 1. Ball and a strike. Outside, ball 2. Maybe who arrived in the second week of June. Hopped on the bus, 9-hour bus ride to Humboldt. That was the first trip he made with the Blues, alongside his teammate from Illinois State, Eric Kubitowicz, who was a reliever for the Blues throughout the regular season. Those two were as tight-knit as friends can be. Very close. Teammates with another Blue from last season, Ryan Cermak, who was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays. Cameron maybe with a few more years of eligibility going to take advantage of it. Says he loves playing for Illinois State, loves the team, loves the culture of the program, and has loved his time in slow. 2-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging.
That might have just messed him up a little bit mentally.
3 strikeouts for Cam maybe. 5 up and 5 down for Cameron Calvillo. He shoots this one to Samuelson at third, and he'll throw across the diamond high to Tolia, but he leaps down and gets his foot down on the bag.
Get up.
There you go. High throw from Samuelson. Tolia, a tall first baseman, able to leap and come down right on first base for the 5-3. It's a scoreless second inning for Cam maybe. No score after an inning and a half. We head to the bottom of the second. The Blues, the designated home team, as they're the number 3 overall seed, and the Crawdads, the number 4 overall seed. We'll see the Blues bats against Mark Perkins for his second inning of work when we come back, and we appreciate you hanging out with us on the CCL State Championship stream on YouTube, presented by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Bottom of the second, no score. Tate Samuelson leads things off here in the Blues half. Blues in their dark navies with pinstripe pants and the Crawdads and their bright red unis. Mark Perkins back to work here in the second inning. He starts Samuelson out with a pitch that's hit to third and a throw across the diamond from Ellis to Duras for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out for Mark Perkins. Aiden Anderson hit a few balls hard last night as he finished 1 for 3. But was making solid contact really all night.
I was making solid throws from right field too.
Sure was. Had a incredible throw, an absolute laser to third base as I believe it was Vuletic for the Prune Packers who was trying to leg out a triple. Found himself out at third, courtesy of the right arm of Aiden Anderson, outfielder from Xavier. The 1-0 pitch. Inside. Two and 1 now.
Thank you. He's played a lot of baseball. You don't see that many guys who start for 5 years in college in general.
The 2-1 pitch to Aiden Anderson. Inside again, 3 and 1.
Played 3 and now 4 full summers.
Anderson may be exaggerating a bit on that pitch and how inside it was. Gets the call, 3 and 1. Perkins walked him. Those are the only blemishes on his scorecard right now. No base hits, but 2 walks.
Yeah, and Perkins, one of the biggest guys that has had control issues so far this summer. So a little interesting to see what he can do control-wise and to see if he can fix this. Already 2 walks, 1 in the first and now a leadoff one here in the second. That's one of the cardinal rules for pitching. Can't let the leadoff man get on with a base hit, especially a free pass.
So 1 out walk, and now Cody Darcy. Swung through on that one. Darcy, who started at second base last night, shifts over to his natural position at short. A player who came into this summer entering the transfer portal and understanding that this summer was very important to not only his development as a baseball player, but trying to catch some coaches' eyes and see where he would attend in the fall. 0-2 now. There's so many wrinkles, Anthony, to summer ball that just make it so fun to go along the journey throughout the season with these guys, especially a guy like Darcy who's trying to find his next school.
Yeah, especially for guys looking for new homes. It's kind of interesting, you know, on the Saints, we had Carson McKinney transfer from Texas to Kansas. It was interesting to see him on the NorCal trip, taking a lot of calls with coaches and all that. Same thing with the junior college players, too.
Ball 1, and Donnelly can't find it, so Anderson takes second base. Pass ball gifts Anderson 90 feet after he walked.
Donnelly has not had much of a summer behind the plate and having a little trouble locating it there, but I think with Anderson's jump off of first, it looked like as soon as he saw Donnelly drop the
runner in scoring position, the first of the day for either team, and the count 1-2 for Mark Perkins. Here comes the right-hander. Darcy grounds it foul.
And despite Samuelson being rather buried in this order, he's had an RBI in his last 4 contests, including yesterday against Healdsburg. So why not have him at bat here with a runner in scoring position?
One, two. He struck him out. Second strikeout for Perkins. He gets Darcy swinging, and now we'll see Zach Tolia. Zach Tolia, affectionately known as Togs, which I find funny because the G in his last name is silent, yet it's part of his nickname. His older brother Michael was drafted by the Rockies a few years ago. Baseball in the family. Tolia out of Utah. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Been here since the very beginning. In his second game as a Blue, he hit a walk-off in extra innings. Big kid, man's first base well. The 0-1. Sends that one to center. Going back is Schmidt. At the warning track, and he had to range a bit, but he makes the catch on the run to end the inning. Mark Perkins again works around a walk, picks up a strikeout, and Tolia flies out to end the inning through 2. Still no score. Third inning of work for Cameron Mabey. When we come back, they'll face the bottom third of the Crawdads order when we return. Appreciate you watching the CCL State Championship stream on YouTube, presented by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. We're back after this. Welcome back. Top of the third. Cam Mabey begins Ryan Ellis out with strike 1. There's a high fly ball to the right. Anderson there. Under it, fighting the sun a bit, and making the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the third. First 7 men retired by Mabey, and now Casey Cummings. First pitch to Cummings in there for a strike.
I think the difference between what Cameron Mabey and Mark
Right fielder for Walnut Creek. This is grounded to Darcy, and that one eats him up. It'll be an E6 that allows Cummings to reach.
And while it's still a one-out error in the third, might not be the most consequential play. We saw late in the game that slow defense really self-destruct almost in that 8th inning, and that really fueled a Hillsburg 4-run rally to break the game open. So the slow defense playing sloppy through the first, 12 innings of play so far in the playoffs.
Certainly, and Bob Miller trying to make the adjustment with Darcy and Samuelson starting at their natural positions at short and third, as that first pitch is fouled off by Barnhart. The two started at positions they haven't played very much this season. Darcy at second, Samuelson to first, and then in the 7th inning with the defensive substitutions, they shifted over to the left side of the infield, and Samuelson, who had been there for half an inning, was forced to make tough plays, and Darcy there to try and support him, but that one got by Cody, and a pickoff attempt to first. Cummings is back in safely.
I like the move from Coach Miller, though, to prioritize defense in this elimination game. Can't be sloppy, and I like the move to put Tolia back at first, too.
The 0-1, as the runner takes off for second, the pitch is fouled back, and the count now 0-2.
And Cummings with 3 stolen bases on the season, trying to make it 4 right there. Had a great jump against the righty, maybe.
Barnhart, a sophomore out of San Joaquin Delta College. He's from Stockton, California. Behind 0-2. Ball 1.
And with Cummings jumping off at first base. Got to get a good read on any ball in the dirt. This is a pitcher maybe might throw a breaking ball in the dirt here.
We'll see what he goes to, 1-2. Grounded to third, Samuelson to second, and McGuire to first. Not in time. They get 1. And Barnhart reaches on a fielder's choice.
Like the play there from Samuelson, making the charge, fielding it on a hop, and then sidearm tossing it to second base. That is not an easy throw. That's about an 85-foot throw. You got to hit second. You have an angry runner hustling down a second, a speedy guy in Cummings. Great play by Samuelson early, and those are the type of plays he needs. Some confidence builders at his natural position.
You're absolutely right. Would not be surprised if he has a clean day in the field, a good day in the batter's box. Just to bounce back from what was a tough night last night for Samuelson and the Blues late in that one. Cam maybe, swing and a miss. Back to the top and Coleman Schmidt.
But Zach, you can argue in that before that top of the 8th inning that Healdsburg was really on their heels. They didn't get a very good start. They kept slow in the game. A good crowd last night for the Blues. Momentum was on their side until that bottom of the 8th.
0-2. And that 4-1 lead that they had for the majority of that game never felt like much. And you mentioned it. This is still a save opportunity. Blues certainly crawled back as much as they could. Ultimately coming up short. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 4 strikeouts for Cam maybe. 2 men reach, 1 on an air, 1 on a fielder's choice. No one scores. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Blues are the home team in this matchup. They are the number 3 overall seed. The Crawdads are the number 4 seed. We are in the host city, San Luis Obispo, California. A beautiful day, picturesque, I would say. We're back after this. Bottom of the 3rd, Connor McGuire leading things off. He fouls the first one off from Mark Perkins.
You know that the Crawdads will want Perkins to go deep in this game. A very depleted
Crawdads who only used 2 pitchers in their loss over Orange County. The Blues the same. 0-2 now. It's just so important when we're talking about a double elimination tournament the possibility of playing a double header, which one of these teams will. The ability to save those arms, and Perkins strikes out McGuire on 3 pitches.
Nice slider right there, doubling up with that pitch to get Perkins on 3. But Zach, you mentioned, this is basically a college baseball regional with some extra quirks. You can't pitch guys on back-to-backs because a lot of these players just have innings limits. They're here for a summer trying to get some work in, and that could really hinder. That's why having more than 12 pitchers is going to be so crucial. That's why we're talking about the Riptide only having 11 or 12 guys in their staff as a total as not enough.
They might have 2 or 3 left, and we'll be bringing you that game at 2:30. Really anxious to see what they do with their staff, and if they have to, will they put a position player out there to pitch an inning or 2? Stay tuned for that. Cole Gabrielson just took ball 1 from Mark Perkins, outfielder out of USC. What a personality this guy has. He walked into the dugout. He was a very late arrival. Came in mid-July. Ball and a strike. He made friends right away. He's the type of guy that'll go up and talk to you, ask you where you're from. He genuinely wants to know, and definitely a people person. He's a good talker, too. 2 balls and a strike. In fact, in his exit meeting with his coach at USC, who was let go, he looked at him and he said, "Cole, if baseball does not work out for you, go into politics." He is that good of a talker. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. It's the sharpest Perkins has looked to start off an inning. Back-to-back Ks instead of a strikeout and walk, which is how he started his previous 2.
Yeah, that slider is really finding its spin in this 3rd inning. Took him a couple frames to get warmed up, but he's looking very sharp right now with that pitch.
2 gone for Simons, who struck out looking in his first AB. Ball 1. Breaker misses high. 2 balls and no strikes.
For a while, we were clamoring over Ryan Brom's a walk per game, but at the start of the summer, Jake Simons had 15 hit by pitches in 11 games.
Strike 1.
And then he got hurt for a good amount of time this summer, was back, and immediately got hit by a pitch.
2-1. Foul tipped it. Oh, my goodness. Donnelly took that one. Seems to be all right. They're going to give him time here.
So Jake Simons giving Joey Donnelly a little taste of his own medicine. Hey, I get hit by 15.
That's right, home plate umpire Kai Nakamura walking the ball out to the pitcher. It's a tag team back there. When the umpire is injured, the catcher walks out there to have a mound visit and vice versa.
Fly ball to center. Schmidt's there. Inning over. First 1-2-3 inning for Mark Perkins. He retires the side with 2 Ks mixed in and a fly out to end the 3rd. Through 3, a scoreless tie between the Blues and the Crawdads here at Sinchheimer Stadium, San Luis Obispo, California. Beautiful day on the Central Coast. KMAB's 4th inning of work will begin when we come back after this. Top of the fourth, we'll see Tyson Corio, second baseman for Walnut Creek, batting second. Flew out to center in his first at-bat. Fourth inning of work for Cam Mabey. Only 2 men have reached against him, one on an air, one on a fielder's choice. What have you liked the most, Anthony, about the way Cam Mabey is attacking Walnut Creek today?
Well, you're saying he's not a strikeout guy, but that slider and changeup is inducing a lot of swing and misses, and like you said, a lot of rollover and a lot of weak contact, and that really should be the name of the game for him today. The strikeouts are an added bonus, but as he continues to go on in this game, remember, they want him to go deep, so he's probably going to have some fatigue. That weak contact is going to be his savior.
I lied about the strikeouts, by the way. Ball and a strike. No, Cam has been excellent. Good mix of the strikeouts and inducing weak contact, as you said. This is 1-1 pitch. Breaker popped up. Left side, Simons will give way to Gabrielson, out number 1. We'll see Brome, the left fielder, batting third.
Here's Ryan Brome, 0 for 1 today. Hit the ball over to first his first time. He takes down.
Ball 1.
1-0 from Cameron Mabey.
Brome batted third and manned first base in the Crawdads opener against Orange County at 10 a.m. yesterday. Had 2 singles and 2 sac flies. A very productive day at the plate for Brome. He's 0 for 1 today as he is grounded out to first.
And for Brome, don't let his large stature fool you. He is not a strikeout machine, only 10% of the time in the regular season. A massive on-base percentage of .486.
Ball 3. That's a rare sight. Cam Mabey getting in a 3-0 count. See if he's able to battle back against Brome. I think what really stuck out to me for the Crawdads and the Riptide yesterday in that opening game, Anthony, was the approaches, as that's strike 1, the approaches that these batters and these coaches took in terms of let's move guys over, let's bring them in with contact, let's put the ball in play. It was so textbook how the teams handled hitting with runners in scoring position, as Mabey delivers a 5-pitch walk. First walk for Mabey, just his 6th this season. And it'll be Brian Duroff now.
That is Brome's 29th walk of the season, including the regular season and the playoffs. Tied for the team lead. That's why his on-base percentage is climbing towards 500.
Here's Brian Duroff, first pitch.
Duroff swings and hits a fly ball to right. Anderson's there, and he makes the catch. Spins and throws into the outfield. 2 gone now. Rolled in early this morning. It was foggy. Sun was nowhere close to peeking out. How a few hours can change this beautiful setting here in San Luis Obispo. Sinsheimer Stadium, home of the Blues for forever, for decades here in SLO. 2 gone, 1 on. First pitch fouled off. Joey Donnelly 0 for 1. He was one of those strikeout victims for Cam Mabey. Ball and a strike.
Brian said that there was a middle brother that was better than all of them at blitzball, but never panned out like the 2 Pac-12 brothers did. 1-1 to Joey Donnelly. Maybe delivers, and Donnelly takes
strike 2. Chance for hot sauce. When a Blues pitcher has a batter with 2 strikes, if he strikes him out, someone wins a bottle of slow heat hot sauce. Mabey's 2-strike pitch. Bit high.
Ever had slow heat before?
It is terrific.
Really?
It's actually really good.
Not too spicy, just the perfect amount?
It's got kick. I mean, I'm not going to act like I don't wipe the sweat off my forehead when I'm eating it. But it actually is perfect with breakfast food, some eggs, an omelet. The best breakfast place in town is, in my opinion, Bon Temps Creole Cafe, which is where the Blues get the hot sauce as the count runs full.
So that's the sriracha here in San Luis Obispo.
That's exactly
one of those
right.
sauces that you put on everything.
Sure is. Payoff. He struck him out. 5 Ks for Maybe, and another scoreless inning. Crawdads work a walk. Maybe works around it. And we are scoreless through 3.5. We'll see Gallegos, Shamela, and Samuelson 2, 3, and 4 hitting for the Blues when we come back. We'll see Mark Perkins as well for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Zach Ebrahim alongside Anthony Vasquez. We're in the press box here at Sinsheimer. We're happy you're watching the CCL State Championship stream presented by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Chase Gallegos leads off the bottom of the 4th for the number 3 overall seed in this tournament, the San Luis Obispo Blues. Designated home team in this matchup, host team for the tournament, on the brink of elimination here on this Friday morning, as are the Crawdads. Gallegos takes a strike. Both these teams lost their opening games, the Crawdads to Orange County, and the Blues to the defending champion Prune Packers. A 1 on its way. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Chopper to second. Throw to first, and that's the first out. One gone and no one on for Shamela. Grounded into a 6-3 double play in the first. Ball 1.
It's funny because we know how good Corio has been at second base.
6 straight retired by Perkins.
The 1-0 from Perkins is
Chopper foul. He's certainly found it over the last 2 innings.
Same with Maybe. You
Yeah.
have another pitcher's duel brewing.
Yeah. Only thing that only blemishes again for really both pitchers have been a couple walks. 1-1 pitch, and Shamela shoots that one to the left side. Ellis gloves and throws. Out number 2. 7 straight retired.
Yeah, in that third inning, Perkins was striking everybody out. Now he's just inducing a lot of weak contact, a couple ground balls, easy outs, can of corn play for the Crawdads infielders.
First pitch to Samuelson.
Samuelson takes a strike.
Strike one from Perkins. So 0-1 is called strike two. Same spot with the sinker.
0-2 now.
And this opens up a plethora of possibilities for Mark Perkins to go to. He's thrown the sinker in the same spot. The 0-2.
That's hit out to center field.
Hard. Schmidt coming in.
That's going to be caught by Coleman Schmidt. He got a good read on it, jumped in, and made a nice running catch to retire Samuelson.
Come back. The zero's on the scoreboard here on the
And it is back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Mark Perkins. He certainly found it, and we absolutely have a pitcher's duel through 4. Still scoreless. We are headed to the 5th. One of the many fun on-field promotions that the Blues loves to do here at Sinsheimer. It's the Dizzy Bat Race. We grab 2 young fans. We have them spin around a bat on the field, and they run the bases. It's even funnier with adults. We'll
And Bluebell.
Exactly. We'll take a short break and be back with you. Top of the 5th coming up. Top of the 5th. What a pitching exhibition we have seen taking place here. Through 4, we are scoreless. No one has a hit. Cam Maybe's first pitch to Calvillo, ball 1 as it got away. That is 50 pitches now for Cam Maybe through 4 innings.
And both Maybe and Perkins have been mixing up the breaking stuff quite well. Perkins with that sinker working, and same thing Maybe. That fastball slider changeup trio working well.
Grounded to short, deep in the 6 hole. Darcy Guns, what a throw. Set his feet, all upper body, whips it to first for out number 1.
With the slow Blues broadcaster, Zach Ibrahim, between innings, and I asked him what the deal was with Cody Darcy.
That's the first out, and now it's Ryan Ellis who flew out to right in his first AB.
Matt King with his 13, Ryan Ellis with his 16, and Cody Darcy apparently has errors that are just credited to him that weren't his, so he should only have 7 to 10 errors this summer.
Maybe. First pitch fouled off, strike 1.
I don't know. We parked right next to each other. Yeah, you didn't see it. You weren't there when I parked, but I made sure. We can meet up after the game, fist bump. 0-1 to Ryan Ellis, who's 0 for 1 today. Batting from the left.
0-1 from Maybe. Pitch count now north of 50, but right on track to where the Blues would like to see him.
5, 6, maybe even 7 innings for Maybe is going to be important for Blues head coach Bob Miller.
You watched him pitch his longest start. It was against the Saints, and a ball game that Cam went 7 full, 1 earned.
Shut him down.
I'm pretty sure that earned run came in the first inning, too. He may have pitched 6 scoreless after that.
Yeah, that sounds like the Saints. Score early and then just go silent after that.
Inside, ball one.
Almost hits him. So he darts out of the way, and it's 1-2.
Luckily for Ellis, it didn't hit him. With how big of a part speed is for him offensively, that's a big part of his game. He does not want to get hit in the legs.
A two-strike pitch from Cam Mabey. He grounds this one to second, where Connor McGuire will throw to first. Two gone.
And while most of these hitters are dangerous for Walnut Creek, you don't want Ryan Ellis to get on base. An error, he can turn that into a quick double. Same thing with the walk. Team leader in stolen bases with 20. He can hustle up that line. Great throw by McGuire, too. Had to rush it a little bit.
McGuire, who's been a jack of all trades. We saw him start at third. Now he's playing second. We've seen him in the outfield. The first pitch now to Casey Cummings is popped up to the right side. McGuire gives it a look. He makes the catch. What a quick inning there. A pop out to Connor McGuire. Makes the catch in shallow right. And Cam Mabey, in his fifth inning of work, he pitches a 1-2-3 inning. Who will strike first? It's Mark Perkins facing Anderson, Darcy, and Tolia when we come back. Still scoreless through 4.5. Thanks for hanging out on the CCL State Championship stream presented by Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Still scoreless. Aiden Anderson leads off the bottom of the fifth. Shows bunt, lays it down foul. The way these two pitchers are going, try anything.
Yeah,
right?
why not just show bunt? Up the third baseline. Corner infielders are back.
8 straight retired by Perkins. The only two men to reach against him have been Gallegos, he walked in the first, and Anderson, who walked in the second.
I was telling you earlier on in that second inning, Perkins has to get his control together. I think he's done just that.
Sure has. Absolutely rolling the 0-1 to Anderson. Drops a bit low. Aiden Anderson, second on the team in home runs with 3. He hit his first in Great Park in Irvine. Not an easy park to hit it out of. Swings through strike 2 there. He's got wiry strength. The muscles don't pop out of the jersey, but he's got such a big swing where he just completely unloads and unleashes the barrel of the bat to the ball. He hit his first home run in Great Park in Irvine. He lives about 20 minutes away from the stadium. His entire family got to watch as he strikes out swinging here. But that was a game in particular where we saw the signs of Aiden Anderson's true ability at the plate and power. Strikes out here, and it is now 9 straight retired by Mark Perkins.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's not a lot of hitters in the CCL. Aiden Anderson, even though he's a really good hitter, there's not a lot of hitters that could mess with that that slider rather from Perkins. That just looked wicked. Starts at the hip, darts out of the zone.
5 for Perkins now. Ball 1 to Darcy.
And he's been setting up that slider with a first pitch fastball to nearly every single hitter he's faced so far.
2 balls, no strikes.
Appeal over to Ron Adams at first. No, he did not.
The 2-0 in there for a strike. Broke over the plate.
Gonna get it in fastball. He got it in, and it's 2-1.
And now, after that, he can maybe mix that sinker, low it in here.
It'll be a 2-1 pitch from Mark Perkins. It is too much. It's too much inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Darcy last night 0 for 4 against the Prune Packers. Swings through strike 2 there to fill the count.
Green lighted and 3-1. Couldn't catch up to it.
It's easy to say after Perkins gets a strikeout with that pitch, but it seems like the slider has gotten better as the game has progressed.
Counts full. The payoff. Grounded foul.
Stays alive, chops it past the Blues dugout.
Perkins has worked his way back into this AB.
Today it is, at least for game 1.
There's a mural in that dugout.
And the count's full to Cody Darcy. Played in the showcase game. Got a base hit.
3-2.
Payoff pitches swung on and missed.
Swinging 2 straight
Boy, he's rolling. 6 Ks. 10 straight retired.
and strike out Darcy for the second.
He's pitching like he has somewhere to be.
Yeah. Same thing with Cameron Maybe, too. I mean, I don't know if they have lunch together at 1 o'clock or something, but great pitching so far from both Perkins and Maybe. And for Perkins, he's getting the strikeouts. And for Maybe, it's the weak contact for him.
2 out in the inning for Tolia. He swings and misses at strike 1.
That time a first pitch slider from Perkins. That shows you his confidence in that. And he's going to have to throw that as this game continues because Slow has shown the ability to chase that fastball.
That one a bit low in the dirt. Ball and a strike now. Well, we're seeing this again where a pitcher starts to roll. They start to get that feel. It was Hollis Fanning that we saw for the Crawdads in their first game, and now it's Perkins, who's also not taking as much time in between pitches. He's working quickly, dealing, and is clearly in a rhythm.
Caden Noah did that too. We
Yep.
saw Hollis Fanning, Alexander Rivas also. They get back on that mound quickly. I want to throw another strike, get another swing and miss.
This one's grounded to third. Tough play for Ellis. He gives it all he's got, but Tolia beats it out.
And we'll see if they give him a hit or an error.
That is the first hit of the game, a infield single for Tolia as he beat it out.
How about that for hit number 1? That was a extremely tough play for Ryan Ellis. The fact that he got a nice throw over to first and made it relatively close, rather, shows his ability over in the hot corner.
And so the first hit for either
I mean, he unloaded on that throw across the diamond.
Hey, you said it, gave it all he got. Really
Yeah.
did right there.
at its finest.
Tolia beat it out. That's hit number 1 for either side, and McGuire swings through strike 1. No, you're right, Anthony. Of course, the first hit is going to be a ground ball that you just have to beat out and just give it your all down the first base line. Nothing easy today. McGuire struck out swinging in his first at-bat.
0-1 to McGuire, who
Perkins,
waving in his
0-2. He took that one.
so Perkins, though,
Yeah, Perkins, with the way he's been pitching today, doesn't fall behind a back-to-back hitters.
is able to get,
Now he can do whatever he want here. He can set him up, fastball up.
and he's up 0-2.
He can go straight to the slider away. Just make sure it starts a strike, ends up a ball.
The 0-2. Grounded foul.
Staying alive is McGuire as he was able to get a piece of the slider and tip it towards the on-deck circle of the Crawdads, and it's 0-2.
So Perkins,
Tolia is the Blues' first base runner since there was 1 out in the second.
The 0-2,
Ball 1.
or maybe not.
or maybe not. I figured with the way Donnelly was going to set up, probably low and away, that Perkins would fire a slider there, but elects to go with the fastball, maybe just trying to change things up.
I think that fastball outside might be setting up a slider that starts in the same location. Tunneling.
It'll be a 1-2 pitch.
Donnelly sets up. The 1-2. Slider just
Fouled it off.
McGuire.
You can see it all the way if it's going to be outside there. I mean, there's a good chance that it being a slider, like we were talking about earlier, there's really not much a righty can do with that slider that's tailing away from them unless they just sit on it and try to go to the option.
Still a scoreless tie here in the bottom of the 5th. Game 1 of day 2.
The 1-2.
Grounded, foul again. Game 4 overall. After this one, we will be halfway to crowning a champion in the CCL.
No kidding. That rock is, you know, I'm going to say it. That rock is the reason the Crawdads lost yesterday.
It definitely hurt the dad.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
They call him Dwayne. The 1-2.
Outside again.
Fastball, 2-2.
Speaking of Dwayne, the Rock, Johnson kind of saw a wrestling match during the spinning bat race here.
Oh my goodness.
That was a major league collision.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Tolia safe at first still, and McGuire swings and misses. He struck him out. Perkins is rolling. He strikes out the side. Tolia beat out an infield single. He was the first base runner since the second. We are still tied at nothing.
Top of the 6th inning when we come back. 0.
How about this duel? Perkins and Maybe. Who will blink first? Cam Maybe will have first say in the top of the 6th. They'll see Barnhart, Schmidt, and Corio. We take a break and return after this. To the 6th we go. Tied at nothing. Cam Maybe starts Barnhart out with ball 1.
Maybe 5 shutout innings, just a walk and 5 strikeouts. Maybe. He's been all right. The 1-0 to Barnhart. He lines this one in.
That one is a shot to left center, dropping for a base hit. It's the first for the Crawdads, courtesy of Joseph Barnhart.
Going to come into second. Barnhart in standing.
It's a leadoff double in the 6th.
Joe Barnhart, the first hit of the day for the Crawdads.
And how about that? Joe Barnhart, not one of the hitters you'd be expecting to have Walnut Creek's first hit in the 5th inning, a lacing double to left center field. One of the first mistakes we've seen from Maybe today, a fastball middle, and great job by Joseph Barnhart turning on it and sending it to left center. All of a sudden, the Creek has a runner in scoring position.
So how will Maybe attack Coleman Schmidt, the leadoff hitting center fielder for the Crawdads, 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts. And now some pressure pitches for Maybe. The first time a runner has been in scoring position against him. He'll step off here. No one to throw to second.
And the corner infielders are in, expecting bunt here from Walnut Creek. This is the playoffs. Teams are a lot more liberal with their sacrifice bunts, trying to move runners over and manufacture some runs.
The first pitch, as Schmidt pops the bunt up, it actually leaks over the screen and into the crowd. Strike one.
Wow, I've never seen a bunt go over a screen before.
I haven't either.
That had some wicked spin, though. It spun on top and then
Yeah. Still waiting on one to end up in here. Well, he shows bunt again. The pitch. That's a perfect one. Samuelson fields. He has some trouble. Throws to first. Not in time. He beat it out. Samuelson again. Just having some trouble with the transfer from glove to hand. Goes down as an infield single. They're on first and third. They've got him cornered with nobody out.
And Schmidt is not the base runner that you want to have a bobble on, especially on a bunt. 14 stolen bases, second on the team, only behind Ryan Ellis's 15. And for Samuelson, the struggles continue over at the hot corner. That one bobble costed him. And Walnut Creek really in business. First and third, nobody out.
They're giving Schmidt a hit. Interesting. I think he might have beat it out. But
It's not an error, but
here's Tyson Corio. First pitch, Corio.
a pop-up here. This is a huge first out. If Darcy's able to make the catch, he follows it into his glove for out number one.
Great pitch right there for Maybe, but I'm not exactly sure of the approach for Walnut Creek. First and third, nobody out. I like the idea to bunt him over, but you don't double down on trying to manufacture some runs. Instead, your first pitch swinging at a fastball, and you just pop it up. Didn't even get out of the infield.
So it'll be up to Brome to plate the first run of the game and put Walnut Creek in front. Maybe's first pitch to him is grounded to third. Samuelson goes home. The throw to Gallegos. They've got him in a rundown. He'll tag him out. Samuelson gets him out. That's 2 gone now.
What a way for Samuelson to make up for that. Well, what could have been an error, what it was ruled a hit. Fantastic heads-up play to throw it home and nab the runner. This is the playoffs, and there's not a lot. Runs are going to be at a premium today, Zach, and anytime you can nail them down at home is going to be huge. Fantastic play from Samuelson.
There's no question about it. So Brome reaches on a fielder's choice. He is safe at first with Schmidt at second. Barnhart was the runner, caught in the rundown, and tagged out down the third base line. Maybe's first pitch is a strike to Brian Duroff, who's 0 for 2.
Still not out of the woods yet. Duroff second on the team with 23 ribbies, and you have a runner in scoring position. Of course, those ribbies coming in conference play.
That's sent out to right field. That looks like it's going to drop for a base hit and does. Anderson fields. He throws home. The throw is cut off. The Crawdads take a 1-0 lead.
And how about Brian Duroff sending that one in a right center field? Just had enough bat left to drop it in front of the right fielder Anderson. And there's not much he can do with a speedy runner for the Dads rounding third. Even with Anderson's arm, didn't have much of a play at home.
He dumped it into right, puts the Crawdads ahead 1-0 in this elimination game. Winner take all. It's up to Joey Donnelly now to keep the 2-out rally going. The Crawdads strike first against Cam Maybe. Here's a fly ball to left center. Simons, no one can get there. It's in the gap and dropping for extra bases. Another run is in. The throw is cut off. It's an RBI double for Joey Donnelly.
Joey Donnelly, a pinch hit appearance against Orange County yesterday. First pitch swinging on the fastball from Maybe, lofting it in a left center field. Great job by him going with the pitch. Was a little late on it, but it is really carrying today in left center field. Even with no wind, we've seen the balls carry, especially with the weather starting to heat up. The marine layer out of the way here and slow. quick 2-0 lead and a nice mound visit here from Slow.
Ed Gravel out to have a word with Cam Maybe. This inning, unlike any other Cam had pitched, it started with a Barnhart double. Then Coleman Schmidt singled. They were at the corners with nobody out. Carrillo popped out on the first pitch he saw. Brome reached on a fielder's choice as Barnhart was out in a rundown. Brian Duroff plated the first run on an RBI single, and Donnelly, RBI double to left center, plates the second. 2-0 Crawdads, the number 4 overall seed, and now it's Cameron Calvillo. 0 for 2 today. They've plated both their runs with 2 out.
And Walnut Creek smells blood in the water, having a chance to really blow this game open.
Ball 1 inside.
And with the way Perkins has been pitching, if Calvillo can nail in these 2 RBIs, 4 might be enough.
This one is a slow roller to third. Samuelson gloves, he throws to first, and the inning is over. But not before the Crawdads strike first with 2 run-scoring hits from Brian Duroff and Joey Donnelly. It's 2-0 Crawdads as we head to the bottom of the 6th. They break through against Cam Maybe, and we'll see what Mark Perkins has for Cole Gabrielson, Jake Simons, and Chase Gallegos due to hit for the San Luis Obispo Blues. This is an elimination game. Both teams playing for their season. We head to the bottom of the 6th after this. Welcome back in. Bottom of the 6th. The Crawdads are the first to score against Cam Maybe. They played 2 in their half of the 6th and take a 2-0 lead. Cole Gabrielson now, as Mark Perkins is the one with the shutout still intact, and his first pitch to Gabrielson is inside for ball 1. How about that inning from Walnut Creek breaking through as a fly ball is hit out to center and caught by Schmidt for out number 1.
And you have to give Walnut Creek credit. Cameron Maybe's been lights out through his first 5 frames, and then in that 6th inning, they just really got to him. Jumping on that first pitch fastball, they did it early on, sending a couple balls. One of them was laced to left center field by Donnelly. Got to give Walnut Creek credit, but if you're slow, you still have the offense to get those 2 runs.
Jake Simons inside, and it hit him. Wow. It's the 17th time he's been hit by a pitch. He's played 15 games.
And that was fortunate it didn't hit his hand right there, too, just coming back from that broken hand injury.
Exactly. Simons broke a bone in his hand as he was hit by the 15th pitch he took in 11 games. He missed 41 days. He opted to not have surgery. It healed naturally, and now he is hit by a pitch in the postseason. This won't stop happening. Mark Perkins to Gallegos, a swing and a miss. Simons with great speed. The stolen base numbers might not be there on a whole as the season, as he did not play every game, but would not be surprised if they get a little aggressive with him here. The 0-1 pitch from Perkins. 0-2.
A little bit of a deke right there from Simons, just trying to get into the head of Perkins. We've already seen 2 balks called already in this tournament.
Yep. Gallegos has walked and grounded out. Throw to first. Simons back in.
So my chances of seeing him at CSUN, I could go out to a game and probably see Simons get hit.
If you go to 2 games, there's a very good chance, percentages-wise.
Nothing in 2. The throw to first.
Dives in head first.
Perkins not making it easy on him. He hits him with a pitch, and then he's going to force him to get to the dirt, get nasty.
I know, that's always the worst. Shame on you, Perk.
The 0-2. Inside again. Ball 1 in the dirt.
Blocked by Donnelly.
And pitchers do that on purpose. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he wants to keep,
Not hit them.
no, not hit them, but he wants to keep tabs on Simons because he's fast. But I mean, you know, he's going to keep him honest over there, rough him up a little bit.
The 1-2.
Simons is taking off. Gallegos just struck out. The throw into second gets away, and it's a stolen base for Jake Simons. All right, Gallegos strikes out swinging, so Simons gets in scoring position for Nathan Shamela.
And having that bat with the runner in scoring position have been far and few in between for San Luis Obispo. Got to take advantage here for Shamela, and here's the guy that the Blues want to the plate. 344 in conference, 340 overall in 25 games.
This is their first at-bat with a runner in scoring position. Perkins set. Shamela hits a fly ball to center. Schmidt coming in. He's got a beat on it, and he's out. Making the catch and stranding the runner at second, Mark Perkins. No hits, no runs. He just hit Jake Simons, and he works around it. He has been excellent. Mark Perkins maintains the shutout. We are heading to the 7th. We'll see Ryan Ellis, Casey Cummings, and Joseph Barnhart. Appreciate you tuning in to the CCL State Championship stream here on YouTube, presented by the Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Welcome back in, top of the 7th, with Cam Mabey still out there, set to get through 7.
In a win or go home situation, one of these 2 teams between the Crawdads and the Blues will be eliminated at this ballgame's conclusion as Ellis swings and misses. The count 0-1. Maybe still on the mound.
68 pitches for Cam Mabey as he gets Ellis to swing through the first one. for strike one. A 1 pitch. In there 0-2.
And for Cam, maybe it's going to be important for him to bounce back. You're down 2-0, but to keep this game at a 2-run deficit is going to be so huge for the Blues because Perkins is absolutely dealing on the other side.
Maybe missed a bit low with that one, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
And with maybe's pitch count well in control, they're going to ask him to go 1, maybe 2 more frames.
The way Perkins has pitched, they might not need a whole lot more scoring to happen for them, but
It'll be a 2-strike pitch for Ryan Ellis. Crawdads, third baseman. Grounds this one to short. Darcy in shallow center makes the throw across his body for out number 1. Ellis now 0 for 3.
By the way, I'd like Crawdads fans to know that I considered retiring after my wanted to play basketball.
Casey Cummings now reached on an error in the 3rd and popped out to 2nd in the 5th.
I think I've been thinking it for a while.
It's been the case with Cam maybe all year. His outings, in his outings, where he always goes deep into ball games, as his first pitch is in there for strike 1 to Casey Cummings. There's just one inning that is unlike all the rest. Now, for Cam in the regular season, it was usually the first. He'd have a lengthy first inning, throw 20-plus pitches, not look quite like himself, maybe a run or 2 scored, and then he'd go on and pitch 4 or 5 scoreless innings after that. He pitches 5 scoreless, gives up 2 in the 6th, and like you said, Anthony, we'll see how he responds here in the 7th. Ball and 2 strikes, bit high. No one on and 1 out. 2-0 Crawdads. Fouled off. We'll do it all over again.
so important for the Crawdads to get on the board here first in this ball game in an elimination game. If they do win this game, they will play at 2:30.
The 1-2. Popped it up and drifting out of play. Count and situation remain the same. Winner plays at 2:30. The loser's season ends. An elimination game to start your Friday. They set up away a 1-2 pitch. It's grounded to second. Played on a hop, gloved by McGuire, but not in time to make a play as Cummings beats it out for an infield single.
And that was a rocket shot towards the right side. Tough play for McGuire. Just squeaked under his glove, rather. We'll see how that one's ruled, but either way, it's another play for the Blues that they should tell you should have been an out.
Joseph Barnhart now. He's reached both times, once on a fielder's choice, and then he doubled to lead off that 2-run 6th. The pitch, bit high, ball 1.
I think Joe Barnhart's a big X factor for the Crawdads this playoffs with that 3-catcher rotation of Donnelly, Barnhart, and Tajero. Someone really has to step up, and today Donnelly and Barnhart both doing so.
In there, strike 1, that time the slider.
And the good thing to see from Barnhart, too, wasn't just his softly hit ball that maybe found a gap somewhere or a little bit of space. And he hit that ball in the screws and hit it into the gap.
Throw to first. Back in safely.
So a really good sign for Barnhart. Maybe does not want Cummings to take on for second. Cummings attempts some steal, but some balls were
Throw to first again. Cummings back in standing. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a man on. That's in on the hands, and he fought it off for strike 2.
every team has a rather large allotment of CCL baseballs. Pretty sure whichever ones haven't been used, they've all been shipped here to San Luis Obispo for this.
A 2-strike pitch. That's outside, and it's 2-2.
I will say all the CCL branded balls that I have were from the game here in Slow because I was down in the bullpen and our good friend Devin Stesky, Devin, we miss you. Hope you're doing well. And he gave me a couple, but he had to take a couple from himself.
Runner takes off for second. The pitch is a ball. The throw into second. It's a stolen base for Casey Cummings.
Was taking all the way there.
And the count runs full to the Crawdads DH. That's huge. That takes the double play.
Takes a double play away. Big stolen base from Cummings. At least put another runner in scoring position. Some more pressure here on Cam maybe.
Payoff. Got him looking. That's his first strikeout since the 4th.
And that's a huge K right there for maybe. Stops the runner on second, advancing to third, and Cummings keeps him at second base. And if you're an infielder with the season on the line, you got to dive for a ball and keep it on the infield and save a run from scoring.
So it'll be Coleman Schmidt now. He's made some nice running catches out in center. He singled in that 2-run 6th. Came around to score on the Brian Duroff RBI single. Cam maybe trying to keep this a 2-0 game for the Blues. Their season on the line. In the recent history of this tournament, the host team has not done awfully well. The Potters were eliminated in 2 games last year as they hosted in Lincoln. The Blues trying to have history not repeat itself in 2022. The 0-1. Ball and strike. 6 2/3 for Cam. 2 earned, 6 Ks. Trying to get through 7. The 1-1 in the dirt. And Gallegos dug it out. Steps off here. Two 2-1. Shot to left. That looks like it'll stay fair for a base hit, and it will. It's 3-0 Walnut Creek. And legging out a double is Coleman Schmidt. It's a run-scoring 2-bagger. 3-0 Dads.
And how about Coleman Schmidt launching a ball to left field, turning on an inside pitch for maybe. And that was middle inside, and Schmidt did not miss it. Great AB from the hitter who's hitting .313 on the season for the Crawdads. RBI number 40 on the summer.
Corio 0 for 3. Past 2 innings, the Crawdads have been putting the ball in play against Cam maybe. Strike 1 fired in. They're finding the outfield grass. They've hit 3 doubles in the last inning and 2/3. 2 have scored runs.
And that RBI double prompted some action in the slow bullpen. A right-hander warming up.
It's Kevin Lyons. Pop fly, drifting foul. Count 0-2 on Tyson Corio. Got him looking. We head to the bottom of the 7th, and we'll be back after this. Bottom of the 7th. Samuelson hits a pop fly to left. And ranging over is Brome to make the catch for out number 1. How about Mark Perkins? He hit Jake Simons in the 6th and gave up an infield single to Tolia. Those are the only base runners he's given up since a walk in the 2nd.
You're right, Zach. He's not wavering at all, saving this pitching staff in the process. And it's been that slider for Perkins that's been working all day. The sinker as well. It's been inducing a lot of ground balls. That's how you know he's on, and that's really the case for any ground ball pitcher.
Inside. Did not hit Anderson. Caromed off the glove of Donnelly. It's a ball and a strike now. Ball and 2 strikes now to Anderson. He was that walk in the 2nd. Ball 2 taken here. Two balls and 2 strikes. That one is a little nubber to first. Duroff. Out number 2.
Anderson was hustling down the line. Duroff played that a little too nonchalantly. A little casual there from Brian.
It'll be up to Cody Darcy.
Even though it's just a 3-run lead, every run that the Crawdads have scored is so big because the Blues just haven't had really any sustained offense today.
Darcy has struck out swinging twice. Hits this one back up the middle for a 2-out base hit. That is just the 2nd hit of the day for the Blues.
That one first pitch swinging was Darcy, getting the fastball and sending it right back where it came from up the middle.
Previously, it was Tolia legging out an infield single that he hit to 3rd, and that play was close. Darcy singles up the middle, and the pitch now to Tolia is taken for ball 1. The 1-0 to Tolia. He takes it for ball 2. Mark Perkins, the native of Houston, Texas, having an absolute day in San Luis Obispo. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-1 now. Through the slider, 2-0.
A generous strike call, too.
Sure.
But that slider's been working for Perkins all day long. Doesn't discriminate here to Zach Tolia.
Tolia fouls it off against the right side of the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the first baseman out of Utah. Best friends with Ryan Brome, as we're told. These 2 guys doing battle. Blues on the brink of elimination here, down 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th. And Tolia takes ball 3. Donnelly thought it was strike 3. Counts full.
Hey, could that have been a makeup call for the slider outside? That was called a strike. Catcher Donnelly was already taking a step towards his dugout.
Now Talia's got to take advantage of this.
A payoff from Perkins. He walked him. Team leader in walks, Zach Tolia. Helps the Blues bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Connor McGuire. If you're the Blues, you just obviously want to make some noise for Perkins, get some men on, have him throw those pressure pitches. He's faced 2 at-bats, with a runner in scoring position. He struck out Gallegos as Simons got into scoring position. So The Blues are 0 for 1 with a runner at second. McGuire grounds it foul.
McGuire is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Talia now 1 for 2 with a walk. Runners on first and second. Talia at first. Darcy has a small lead off of second base.
Nothing in one to McGuire. Takes it in the dirt. The Orange County Riptide await the winner of this one. Have that ball game for you at 2:30. Followed by the #1 overall seed Conejo Oaks and the #2 overall seed Healdsburg Prune Packers at 7. 2-1. McGuire pops it up right side of the infield. Duroff is there, and he makes the catch to end the inning. What can you say about Mark Perkins other than that he's been excellent? He keeps the shutout intact, and he's through 7 full. We're going to take a short break and be right back with you. Top of the 8th coming up. You're listening to the CCL State Championship stream presented by the Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Welcome back in. Zach Abraham alongside Anthony Vasquez. We are in the top of the 8th, and it's the first time the Blues go to the bullpen as that pitch is flown out and gloved by Samuelson. He caught the soft liner for out #1. And so the newly inserted right-hander, a native of San Diego, Tate Samuelson, a native of San Diego, catches that line drive. It's a returning Blue. It's Kevin Lyons.
That's right. 15 games for Kevin Lyons. By far the team lead out of the bullpen, and he's just been electric throughout. 29 and a third innings and only an .092 earned run average. Are you kidding me? The last earned run he's given up was all the way back July 5th against the Foresters.
Kevin Lyons, another one of those arms out of the pen that is just so trusted by this Blues coaching staff as ball 1 is delivered to Brian Duroff.
And this is an example of there is no tomorrow. This is an elimination game. Now, of course, head coach Bob Miller would love to use Lyons when they're in the lead, but you don't know if you're going to play tomorrow. Why not use him now?
Ball 2. Kevin Lyons, who famously traveled with the Blues to Lincoln. They played 3 games. They won it all. He didn't make an appearance. And we wondered what Coach Miller was doing saving Kevin Lyons. It was because he wanted him to start the championship game. Foul tipped into the glove, 2-1. Lyons was offered the opportunity to come back, spend a second summer in SLO. Attends Chico State now. And he's been happy to do so. The Blues have been happy to have him. You mentioned the outstanding sub-1 ERA. A 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. One of the main goals for Lyons was how can he increase his velocity this summer. He's been working on a new arm slot, a new delivery overall. Last year was a lot more short, compact. He wouldn't go beyond mid-80s with the fastball. He's touched 88 this year, and you can see in his delivery, he brings that arm back a lot more. He whips it back, and he gets the swing and miss on a high fastball there. The difficulty with this new arm angle that he's throwing at has been the command, and you can see with the walks.
16 walks in 29 and a third innings, but he's been doing a very great job of stranding those runners. Only a 161 batting average against, and in 20 conference innings, just 2 earned runs. Insane numbers this season for the second-year Blue.
Yeah, if he gets himself into any trouble, he usually gets himself out of it. And the pitch to Donnelly is ripped down the right field line, but foul for strike one.
Foul past the bullpen of the Crawdads by Joey Donnelly. Donnelly 1 for 3 today with an RBI double.
0-1. Grounded back to Lyons. He'll glove and give a soft toss to Tully at first. 1-2-3 inning for Kevin Lyons. Bottom of the 8th. Blues running out of time. Will their season continue or end here at home? It's 3-0 Crawdads and the number 3 overall seed. San Luis Obispo Blues will send Gabrielson, Simons, and Gallegos to the plate when we come back. Bottom of the 8th, where we'll see Gabrielson, Simons, and Chase Gallegos. The Crawdads are going to the bullpen, which means the book is closed on Mark Perkins. And Anthony, he saved his best for last.
Yeah, it was a New York Times bestseller book. He really put it together today. Shoved 7 innings, and all he did was give up 2 hits and 3 scattered walks and 8 strikeouts for Perkins. Just an electric day, but he gives way to Gabe Tanner. And he pitched in yesterday's ball game, 2 innings against the Orange County Riptide, and here he is looking to pitch in the 8th and 9th inning again to close this game out.
Now we'll see what he's got. He'll face the 9-hole hitting Cole Gabrielson. How do you feel about the decision to pitch Tanner in back-to-back games?
I like it. I think Tanner showed you 2 innings against the Orange County Riptide, following up Hollis Fanning's 7 frames. And it looks like Brand Cummings coming into today. This is what he wanted. He wanted 7 innings from Perkins and then 2 from essentially their closer, Gabe Tanner, to finish this out and send the Walnut Creek Crawdads to the 2:30 game.
They are 6 outs away from doing so. It'll be Cole Gabrielson swinging through strike 1.
The problem was, though, against Orange County in those 2 frames. He gave up 3 hits. Hitters are hitting 273 against him. A night and day difference from what we saw from Perkins earlier on.
Tanner's 0-1. High. Inside, and it hit him. Second blue to be hit by a pitch today. Gabrielson reaches. The Blues get a base runner here, and it's Jake Simons who was hit by a pitch back in the 6th. Other than that, 0 for 2. Simons, who doubled and tripled last night. Swings through strike 1.
Tanner just needs to not be worried about throwing strikes. He has a 3-run lead. It's not a big one by any means, but he can't keep walking guys or letting guys get on for free.
Tanner fires and
Painted the corner there. 0-2.
outside calls that we've seen him go the way of either of these pitchers. The count 0-2. Tanner, a chance.
Gabe Tanner set for an 0-2. That one is hit through the left side. Base hit for Simons. Gabrielson trying to go first to third. He's in safely. The throw gets away, but he will not try to score. They're on second and third. There's nobody out.
How about Jake Simons? Well, for the San Luis Obispo Blues, when they desperately needed it, they turned to one of their clutchest players towards the latter half of this season, a lacing double. You can actually call it a single. We'll see how it's ruled, but either way, the Blues, second and third, nobody out. This was the key in against Healdsburg yesterday. Just get the tying run of the plate and just see what happens.
It is a single, and he advanced to second on the throw from left. Gabrielson was hit by a pitch, goes first to third on the base hit. They've got 2 men in scoring position just like that. In the blink of an eye, it's Gallegos, the tying run at the plate. Dots the eye on that fastball, strike 1.
And that was the issue with Tanner yesterday. Even though he pitched 2 scoreless frames, he gave his fair share of base runners. 3 hits against the Orange County Riptide in a losing effort.
Tanner will take time. Brent Cummings clearly had to go to Gabe Tanner and said, "Are you good to pitch back-to-back outings?" He most certainly said yes. Count evens at 1-1. Second and third, nobody out. Ball and a strike to Gallegos. He checked his swing and held for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch from Tanner to Gallegos in the dirt, ball 3. Well, how things have changed here in the bottom of the 8th.
Especially not with the 3, 4, 5 hitters.
Gabe Tanner, a sophomore out of Chabot. 3-1. That's sent out to right. That's a base hit by Gallegos. The Blues have scored 1. They're going to send in Simons. Gallegos slides into second with a 2-run scoring double.
Well, how about Chase Gallegos getting in on the fray, taking advantage of Perkins coming out of the game. And now it really is decision time for head coach Brant Cummings. This has turned into a 1-run game in a blink of an eye. And all of a sudden you have the tying run on second base with nobody out.
And Shamela coming to the plate. A meeting with Gabe Tanner. This game has absolutely changed. Our score 3-2. Still nobody out in the home half of the 8th.
Gallegos there. And now the Crawdads really have to bear down.
Crawdads are warming a right-hander, but for now, Tanner has to face Nathan Shamela with the tying run at second. And Nate's the go-ahead run at the plate. Still looking for that first out in an 8th inning that has completely changed this game. Gabe Tanner looks at second. His first pitch to Shamela dots the eye again on a fastball, 0-1. A 2-run double from Gallegos, the biggest hit of the year for the Blues. He's the tying run. Shamela in an 0-1 count at the plate. Tanner's pitch to him. Grounded foul. In this elimination game to kick off our Friday, game 4 of the CCL State Championship. The 0-2. That one is fouled straight back. What a battle here. After Mark Perkins was spotless through 7, the Blues played their first 2 runs of the day against Gabe Tanner here in the 8th. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Still nobody out. And the pitch. Did he go around? I'll say he did, and he struck him out. That's a huge first out.
That's right. Runner on second, nobody out. Anytime you can get a huge out to stop the runner from advancing to third. This time, in this situation, the tying run to be 90 feet away. That's huge for Tanner.
And how about this, Anthony? It's Tate Samuelson. He's the go-ahead run at the plate in the bottom of the 8th. His defensive miscues last night helped that game get away from the Blues. He stands in with a chance to make up for all that with one big swing. He grounds this one up the middle, gloved by Calvillo. He'll throw him out at first. 2 gone for Anderson.
Still a positive out. Runner on third base and 2 outs. Gabe Tanner really thinking about that wild pitch. Might leave that breaking ball up in the zone because of it. And if you're catcher Donnelly, you really have to block those balls, make your best attempt you have of the season. There is no tomorrow. Can't let this game get tied up this late.
After 2 runs have scored against him, Shamela and Samuelson both out now. The tying run is Gallegos at third. Anderson at the plate. Tanner's pitch to him is taken in the dirt for ball 1. What a spot this is for Aiden Anderson. Strike 1. The 1-1. Breaker missed low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Anderson flips one out to left. That is going to be caught. Brome reels it in. The Blues strand the tying run at third, but plate 2. This will be quite a 9th inning. A 1-run game in an elimination game. It's game 4 of the CCL State Championship presented by the Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Hope you're having as much fun as we are. Zach Ibrahim alongside Anthony Vasquez. We're back for the final frame after this. Welcome back in. To the 9th we go. Leading things off for Walnut Creek is Cameron Calvillo. He made a slick play over at short to get that second out in the bottom of the 8th that saw the Blues plate 2 runs. It's a 1-run game. A breaking ball from Kevin Lyons drops in for strike 1. Calvillo 0 for 3 tonight. This is an elimination game. The winner advances to play Orange County at 2:30 later today. And the loser has their season end. Pop up to center. Simons. Out number 1. Lyons has been working quickly and effectively. 4 up and 4 down in his inning and a third. Ellis 0 for 3 stands in with 1 out and no one on. The first pitch from Kevin Lyons is in the dirt for ball 1, and Ellis will step out of the box. Ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Lyons inside. Not sure how that didn't hit him. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
It would do the Crawdads a great deal of confidence if they were able to push at least one run across the plate in this inning. Bode very well for their future.
3 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in a 1-run game in the 9th. Ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Ellis. Just the second walk issued by Blues pitching.
Cam Calvillo is throwing the bullpen. He is a two-way guy. He did both ways.
Casey Cummings 1 for 2 tonight.
And he can throw up to 90. He has that arm. We've seen it across the diamond. But I wonder if we'll see him or Nordell or another inning of Gabe Tanner.
Lyons, a breaker. Strike 1. Lyons loves to go back and forth between the curveball and the changeup. They both tunnel very well. Runner takes off for second. Breaking ball is taken for ball 1. The throw in.
Oh.
Got him at second. Wow. Gallegos, who had the 2-run double in the bottom of the 8th, gets Ellis out at second trying to steal.
How about that toss from Chase Gallegos to keep a runner off a scoring position? That was a bullet. Can't place it any better than that. Leading the fielder right into the tag.
1-1. 1 and 2. It's just massive. Just massive. If he is safe, we're talking about stress pitches, real pressure pitches right now to Casey Cummings. Now Lyons only has to worry about the man at the plate who sends one to left. Caught on a line by Samuelson. Lyons faces the minimum in the 9th. You want drama? How about this? The home team Blues, the number 3 overall seed from the CCL South. They're going to send Cody Darcy, Zach Tolia, and Connor McGuire to the plate for their final chance at staving off elimination. It's a run game in the bottom of the 9th. The winner to play Orange County in 2 hours. The loser goes home. We'll be back after this. Could you ask for anything more? 1-run game in the bottom of the ninth. The Blues were not the home team in last night's matchup with the Crawdads. Excuse me, the Prune Packers. They are the home team against the Crawdads, as Gabe Tanner, after giving up 2 in the 8th, is on to get the final 3. A chopper to short. Calvillo. They get crossed up. The throw from Ellis gets away. And it's out of play. Darcy will take second base. Wow.
It looked like Calvillo had the better play on that one, and that time Ellis just stepped right in front and said, I got it. Well, he really did it in reality, sailing it over the first baseman's head, tying run on second base and nobody out, and pulling the strings here is Bob Miller with the pinch runner.
It'll be C.J. Maciel.
Even if they didn't get an out, it would have been beneficial to just hold on to that ball and make sure it doesn't get into the dugout.
A no-doubt E5. Looked like that was Calvillo's ball the whole way. But crossing in front was Ellis to make a hard throw. He gunned it again, but over the head of Duroff. The tying run at second. It's C.J. Maciel and Zach Tolia, who's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and walk. The team leader in RBIs. He's been here since the beginning. He's the go-ahead run. Tanner's first pitch to him. Ball 1, and you absolutely have to stop anything in the dirt if you're Donnelly.
Zach Tolia has been arguably the best player on the Blues this entire season.
1 ball and no strikes.
He's the guy that won up in this situation.
Maciel, the runner with speed at second. Gabe Tanner set. His pitch. Tolia shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike. Bottom of the ninth. This is how our day is starting. Strike 2. Tolia groans at the call, kicks up some dirt, and will step back in the batter's box. Behind now.
Now with Tanner, his sliders dart outside of the zone with a huge hole in the right side. Corio holding on second base. If Tolia were to reach out, he could sneak it through for a seeing eye base hit.
Tolia takes high to even the count. Zach Tolia singled in the 5th and walked in the 7th. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner, as time is called. Wow, that was a bit late on that. They ruled it. They gave it to him. Tanner was mid-wind.
And you have to give it to Zach Tolia. That's a really, really smart thing by him to be able to notice when Tanner's going to his motion. You know he's going to get frustrated. And I think Tolia is hoping that he leaves something right down the middle.
Biggest at-bat of the season for Zach Tolia and the Blues, trying to stave off elimination. Our score is 3-2. Tolia strikes out. He got him swinging. That's the first out. A huge one for Tanner.
A massive one for Gabe Tanner. Once again, don't allow that runner to get in a scoring position. Now you could trade an out for an extra 90 feet for Maciel on second base. But Tanner not out of the woods yet. Very capable Blues hitters coming to the plate.
And you have to think there should be 2 out, if not for the error.
Yep, the Crawdads should be at least 1 out away from advancing to the 2:30 game. But that error from Ellis is still looming large.
So it'll be Colin Villegas pinch hitting for Connor McGuire. McGuire's day ends 0 for 3. Villegas now with the biggest spot. Ball 1. Villegas, a Cal Poly Mustang and a teammate of Tate Samuelson's. Been a Blue this summer and been a key contributor. 1 ball and no strikes. He's the go-ahead run. Inside again, 2 balls and no strikes. Cody Darcy reached on an E5. Throw from third got out of play, and he took second. CJ Maciel pinch running for him now. 2-0. Strike one. Beautiful pitch.
One of the better sliders we saw. I like the idea. 2-0. Villegas looking fastball. Why not lay a slider in the outside corner?
And what could be the final game of this season for either team. It's a 2-1 pitch to Villegas. Breaker broke over the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sweet pitching from Tanner. Doubled up with that slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Does he have the guts to triple up on it? If he does, just make sure it doesn't end up a strike.
Villegas has taken the whole way. Has not lifted the bat off his shoulder quite yet. We'll see what happens on the 2-2. They set up away. The pitch, a breaker. Hit out to left, but drifting foul.
Oh,
He waited on the slider. He did triple up on it.
that was a mistake from Tanner. Gotta get that one out of the zone. And for Villegas, he was on that pitch. Now we can look fastball from Tanner. 3 consecutive sliders. I doubt he threw a 4th, especially after missing that bad with his 3rd.
Tying run at second. Go ahead run at the plate for the San Luis Obispo Blues. This year's host team of the tournament. A 2-2 pitch from Gabe Tanner. Villegas out to center. That ball is going to be caught. Whoa. Corio reels it in. The Crawdads are 1 out away.
Boy, oh boy, I was just staring at Corio and saying, man, he's awfully deep for a second baseman. Feet were towards that outfield grass, and what an athletic play, ranging out and essentially saving the game and the season for Walnut Creek. A big out number 2. I doubt if Maciel would have scored from second base just because he had to make sure it got down.
Yeah.
But either way, first and third 1 out rather than runner on second 2 outs. Big difference for the Dads.
They're going to talk about it here. So it's Cole Gabrielson. Hit by a pitch and came around to score in the 2-run 8th. Gabrielson joined the team later than any player this season. He's loved his time so far, and now he hits in their biggest spot of the season. Fouled it off, strike 1. We were so surprised in mid-July, or the Blues were, when we said, we have a new player, an outfielder from USC. Everyone looked at each other and said, this late in the season, we're picking somebody up. We don't necessarily need outfielders. That man was Cole Gabrielson. Late arrival, what a welcomed one. 0-1. Out to center field, base hit! Maciel rounding from third. The throw from center not in time. This game is tied. Cole Gabrielson, a game-tying single. It's 3-3.
How about that? Biggest at-bat of the season. That's what the playoffs call for, a hero. And it's Cole Gabrielson. Zach, as you were saying, one of the late arrivals on this team, making a huge impact late in the season and late in this elimination game.
Tied at 3. The Blues have plated all of their runs in the 8th and the 9th. Throw to first. Gabrielson back in safely. Gabe Tanner still pitching. Jake Simons at the plate. He is the chance for the Blues.
And that Ryan Ellis error loomed large. It tied this game.
Ball 1 to Simons. Simons singled and advanced to second on a throw. In his last at-bat, the 1-0 pitch. He swings through it. And it caught Donnelly again. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Simons. What a moment for Cole Gabrielson. He was the latest arrival. Now it's Simons. After missing 41 days, he came back on the 30th. He takes ball 2. In his first game back from a broken bone in his hand, he hit a walk-off. It was storybook stuff. The Blues have rallied to tie the game. Bottom 9, tied at 3, a 2-1 pitch. Simons swings through strike 2.
Oh, he looked like he was trying to end the game with that pitch. That's his one right there. That's the pitch that Jake Simons says, you know what, I'm a first pitch fastball or first fastball I see that I like. I'm going to unleash. Now it's just about shortening up with 2 strikes and just getting on base.
Tanner trying to send this game to extras. A 2-2. Ball. It hit him.
It hit him, but he didn't get out of the way.
Really? Here comes Bob Miller to immediately dispute the call. Jake Simons, who has been hit by a pitch more than any Blue. He's been hit by a pitch more times than he's played games for San Luis Obispo this summer. They dispute the call, but that's that. We're going to the 10th. Put a runner on second, and let's play some extra baseball. To the 10th we go for the first time in the CCL State Championship presented by the Firestone Walker Brewing Company. We'll be back after this. Top of the 10th. The Blues rally to tie it in the bottom of the 9th, courtesy of a run-scoring single by Cole Gabrielson. And now it's Kevin Lyons facing a pinch hitter, Jack Ben Shoshan, with a runner at second. These are the extra inning rules. Bunt shown. That hit him. So Ben Shoshan hit by a pitch by Kevin Lyons. First and second now with nobody out.
Now, you never want to see a guy get hit, but it actually doesn't do much harm for this slow team. It sets up a double play. First and second, nobody out. I like the idea from Ben Shoshan to advance the runner for third. In these extra innings, think of scoring a run as holding serve. It's that second run that really matters in extras.
So it's still Kevin Lyons. He hits Jack Ben Shoshan. No outs, 2 runners on. The corners will come in. Lyons calls for time. Looks to C.J. Maciel, who delivers a sign. There are the defensive changes for the Blues. Price is at second. Maciel is at short. And I believe Colin Villegas is in left. Pulls it back and takes ball 1.
And it looks like the Blues had the wheel play on. Maciel is going to be hustling over from shortstop to third to cover the base. That allows Samuelson to charge. Same thing with Tolia. The corners are in. Darius Price likely will cover either second or first.
1-0. Swung on and missed. That's what you're looking for here. A strikeout, a pop out, a double play ball.
Well, that time they let Schmidt swing it. Let's see if the bunt's going to be on here in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Such an advantage if he can get it down, and the Crawdads can have second and third with nobody out.
Coleman Schmidt, who plated the third run for Walnut Creek, shows bunt, pulls back, takes ball 2. He doubled in their third run in the 7th.
And that's 3 straight arm side misses when the Crawdads show bunt. The first miss, it actually hit a batter. Now Schmidt's ahead of the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's see what happens here.
In extra innings, we have the ghost runner. And Ben Shoshan was hit by a pitch. Back, Zach Tolley has been coming in really deep from first. Samuelson closer to the outside of the infield grass.
Third base coach for Walnut Creek's continuing to put signs down. Do you dare have Schmidt, who hasn't had a sacrifice fly or hit all season long, put a bunt down with 2 strikes?
2 balls and 2 strikes. Lions set and the pitch. Popped it up and out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes, still the count. Schmidt just fouled the last pitch off from Lions. Here he comes. Out, line, Maciel at the bag. They get 2. He caught the liner and had the sense to go to second and get the second out.
How about that? A huge play for C.J. Maciel. I was going to make the comment that I wasn't too sure about his positioning. Playing behind the runner at short left a big hole on that 6th spot. Now all of a sudden, it works out for the Blues. Double play on the line drive. 2 outs now and only a man on first.
Unbelievable. Heads up play by Maciel. Taking advantage of a bit of a lapse in concentration. Ranging off second base, understanding that that ball hit and play could have easily been a base hit, but Maciel caught it, tapped the bag for the second out. Runner takes off for second. This pitch is flown out to right, going back a bit. But making the catch is Aiden Anderson. The San Luis Obispo Blues, who rallied to plate all 3 of their runs and tie the game in the bottom of the 9th, will come to the plate in the bottom of the 10th with a runner on second. This game tied, and they have a chance to advance to play Orange County at 2:30. What a game to start our day. We're not even close to being done. Bottom of the 10th coming up after this. Bottom of the 10th. Blues plated all 3 of their runs in the bottom of the 8th, courtesy of this man, Chase Gallegos. He plated 2 with a double. Cole Gabrielson, the newest Blue, hit a game-tying RBI single in the bottom of the 9th. Here we are, after Kevin Lyons holds serve in his half of the 10th, helped out by a great double play turn by C.J. Maciel. The Blues are in position to win with a runner on second. Bunt shown by Gallegos. Ball 1 taken. The new pitcher in, Nate Nordell.
And Nate Nordell, in his past 2 games, has seen an ERA jump 200 points, 6 earned runs in his last 6 innings. And before that, he had a 1.59 ERA and only a 188 batting average against. So what kind of pitcher will the Crawdads be getting in an elimination game?
Corners come in. Gallegos shows bunt. Simon steals
what
third. He's the winning run.
What a gutsy decision. You know the third baseman's charging. The shortstop's going to be late. Why not steal third with nobody out? Now the infield has to come in. So does the outfield.
The count 2-0. Gallegos, ball 3. Walk doesn't kill you here.
It doesn't. Now you have to wonder, does Brant Cummings walk the next 2 hitters to at least load the bases to make this a lot easier situation?
3-0 count. The pitch from Nordell is a strike. Jake Simons was the ghost runner. On the second pitch of this at-bat, he stole third. 3 balls and a strike now. The pitch. Gallegos. It's a wild one. Simons will score, and the Blues win 4-3. What a game, what a finish. The Blues survive, and they'll play Orange County at 2:30.
A tough way for Walnut Creek season to end, but
Certainly.
how about San Luis Obispo not giving up, down 3-0 going to the bottom of the 8th inning. They get 2, they get 1 in the 9th thanks to that Gabrielson single, and how about that? And of all things, a wild pitch ends this ball game in a playoff elimination matchup where the pitching was stout. It's funny how it ends on a wild pitch like that.
Isn't it? What a game. To start our day, the Blues stave off elimination. They were down 3-0 going into the bottom of the 8th. They rallied to tie it in the bottom of the 9th. They win it on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 10th. And only fitting that Jake Simons scores the winning run. The Walnut Creek Crawdads are eliminated from the CCL State Championship after losing twice to the Orange County Riptide and the San Luis Obispo Blues. Those 2 teams will play each other at 2:30 shortly after we conclude here on the CCL State Championship stream on YouTube, presented by the Firestone Brewing Company. I've been Zach Ebreen. For my broadcast partner, Anthony Vasquez, and for the entire CCL, we thank you for watching this presentation of the California Collegiate League. We'll return at 2:30 for the Blues and Riptide. Another elimination game coming your way in just over 2 hours. Thank you so much for joining us.